Good afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon because I'm excited. Jenny Clouston here. What I'm excited about is getting this wrapped around the hexagon paper so that I can see what it looks like in all her glory. You know, yesterday or the day before, whenever I was doing this, I was doing little tufting. And tufting is a fun little stitch. It's instant gratification. And if you have a look in my book, The Foolproof Flower, on page 38, there's a whole lot of stitches that you can make using tufting. So see, I didn't cut them there. Anyway, have a look. There's gyords, knots, and also tufting, little pom-pom flowers, blah de blah. So give those a go. So what I'm going to do is cover let me get this out of the way, the hexagon, and see what it looks like. Now, because I did it all mozzled, I kind of have to figure out where I'm going to. I need this is a very, very fine needle. Why don't I have a decent needle in here, Jennifer? Yes, but you do. All right, let's have a look. My neighbor is busy chopping something, so I'll just have to see if I can video this. Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, so now I just want to see from this side where I'm at. This is, oh, there's hardly any fabric there, Jennifer. Darn it. All right, let's just go. And I'll deal with what I have to deal with when I have to deal with it. Shall I do that? I'm just going to pop a pin in here. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to because I just want to see where I'm at. I'm not a fan of pins because I find that they buckle and distort everything. So I'll just take her out in a minute or two. It's a bit chunky with the hexagon, with the wool, but I'll manage. I wonder if I should zoom out a bit. You can come out, little pin. Yeah, my neighbor is definitely doing something. See, there's no space there at all. But I'm going to actually finish this because I want to cover this, just because I want to see if, I don't think everything has to be even at all. Very chunky. That's a little treat for you. A butcher bird call this time of day. Well, those of you who like the birds. I suppose I could speed this up a little bit. I'm normally much quicker than this, but I'm trying to keep my hexie in frame. All right, so I can already see that she is very, running out of thread here. Isn't that just the sweetest, clearest call in the history of bird calls? Okay, I am running out of thread, but anyway, let me just go through here. So yeah, absolutely. It's you know, bottom heavy here. But does it bother me? No, I actually don't think it does. And in the greater scheme of things, if I get another hexie and I put it next to it, I think it's going to be fine. I love it. I really and truly have enjoyed doing this one. And so I would go, if this was me, I'd go and give this a really good press along the edges over there, just to give it a clear. You know what I might do is I might find another hexagon and see if I can cover it and see what it looks like. Hold that thought. What else have I got in here? I have got some to take with me to, where's that nice one I like so much? Well, there's that one. Oh no, my favorite one isn't here. Darn it. I wonder where it is. Hold on. Do you know what, peeps? I'm a bit disappointed in myself. I cannot find my favorite one anywhere. Oh no. Have I only done two? I did that nice kind of leaf one that I really like. Let's cover this one and see what she looks like. She's going to look for, I don't have any papers here. You see, impromptu stitching outside, you've got to have all your wikis together. I'll go and get some giant papers and see if I can find that other one. That's a little nugget of goodness that I don't know if you remember, I sort of copied from this book. So I'm going to go and see. I'm so disappointed. I try to keep organized, but Jane, lovely Jane, knows that I'm not in the least bit organized. I live in a state of chocolate-fueled disorganization. I'll be back in a minute. Still loving that. Look, don't you just hate it when you make a nice thing and then you put it on with something else, and then it would have been so nice with this? Nothing that I can't unpick there and put with this, because I'm loving what's happening here. All right, let's just cover this one here. I should have pressed it, but that's okay. Just going to try and see where all my lines are. I'm going to try and find out if this can come there. All right, how far am I out there? Let's see. Okay, get one of those nasty pins. This was a fun one to do too. I enjoyed that one. Woohoo. Okay, let's get her stitched down. There's my thread and my needle. Okay. Don't you love it when the stuff that you just do randomly then becomes something good? There you go. I might have to add a little bit there, don't I? Yeah, sometimes they don't go according to plan, because what's going to happen there is there's a little bit of a space here and there's going to be one down there, but I can just, when I piece this, I can simply add that on. Have you noticed how I often veer off here to the camera? I always do that. It's really odd. But that's the side I like to go to. I didn't have long enough thread here, did I? Can you tell I'm a bit excited about this? I just want to end this off here and get some more thread. keep wanting to pull that thread out, but it's part of the knot. There you see I'm veering off to the left again. You know, remember my goal was to swim a kilometer, and then this happened, and then that happened, and then I got sick, and then I whatever. And I have started again, but it's so depressing because I'm almost having to start at the beginning again, you know. Oh, no. I mean, really? Isn't that so exciting? How nice would that be if that was there? Oh, I think you're coming out of here, lovey. But I don't think I can, because I think some of that embroidery has come in there. Oh, dear. You see, if I add this is like very insipid now. These are all wool and silk ribbon, whereas she is just all silk ribbon. Shall I cover her and see what you think? I think I need to add onto her. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. I'm going to try and get this right at the bottom. It's going to be my main priority. Sorry. It looks as though it's going to be slightly nippy in Robertson. I'm used to lovely warm weather, and I think it's going to be 14 degrees when I'm there. Have to take my winter woolies. I need to do some research actually and see if there's any water near Robertson so I can swim. I don't know much about Robertson at all, so I need to do my Googling. Margie Beetle, K, Karen with a Y, and lovely Jane, you must definitely plan a trip next time. Oh, Canada, I'm running out of space there. All right, so that means I've moved it over. I can do stuff to this, you know, to kind of match it. I can whip my feather with wool and add leaves, and it will look more wool-like. So that's not a bad thing. It didn't work out. I'm just thinking ahead and thinking what I can do to make this. Shall we see what happens? Let's undo this and get some wool, and let's see if I can turn this more, turn it to be more woolly. Shall we give it a go? Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, so quite a few people ask me what this liquid is. As you know, for those of you who watch me a lot, I use this to remove the blue pen. There's a cotton bud somewhere here. I'll explain to you later. But okay, let me see if I've got any wool that color. Here. Hold that thought. I have just got this one in here, and it's a little bit lighter. I would like it slightly darker. But let's see what happens if I whip it. There's my needles. For all you anal people, I will tidy this up one day. Okay. because it would be a pity really if I couldn't use this in my little snippet hexagon. So I'm just going to whip this with some wool and see if then look, it might work, it might not. I kind of have to go every one, Jennifer. You're missing a beat here. Sorry. Why you were unhappy, you out there and me, is because I missed one. I did them too big. Let's go here. Another one is there. Oh, that's pretty big. That's the one that made me a little bit unhappy. Let's go here. Here. Sorry, I just want to adjust my chair. About that noise. Can you hear my brain thinking? I'm trying to desperately to see how I can make this more woolly to match everything else. I mean, that's total wool. And that's wool and silk ribbon. Let's just see. You come up here. You go through there. And up here. And then down. You see, I couldn't whip this evenly because the stitch that's underneath here is an uneven stitch, so it's pretty difficult to do. And now, let me just get into the middle. If I do green on the outside, am I turning this into something awful? Maybe. Maybe not. It's an experiment, of course. Now I need some here. I'll just put a little leaf underneath there. Gats. Put you over here. Oh, sure, but I better talk, eh? Where am I going to put this one? Let's go over here and put it there. How am I going? What do you think? I should have put this in a hoop, eh? Let's just put this in a hoop quickly. Halfway through, and I decided to put a hoop on because I'm excited. This hoop's going to be too small. Big. Come on. Do it. Do it for me, hoop. Darn it, I think I'm going to break it. There you go. Did you hear me grunt there? Am I making you dizzy by turning my hoop around and around? That's okay. Hold on to your hat. Now if I come out here, I need some wool here, peeps. It's all naked down there. Husband sneezing. It kind of works, and it doesn't really matter if it doesn't, because as I said, I am not entering this into a quilt competition. I am not, it's not going to be hanging in the Smithsonian Museum. I'm just going to gaze at it. And I have loved doing it. What I might do is perhaps, I'm just going to put a nice big leaf here. Now my husband's fossicking in the shed. There you go. See, it's really kind of doing its thing. I wonder if I should put some wool in here. Just pretend that these are not there and add wool. Can you see how those work really well? Those things that kind of expand out a little bit. I'm just going to come up here. Got a little bit of wool here. I think she needs another one here. There you go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see something. This really might not work, but it might. Put that in my little glass jar, wherever that is. Okay. So I found some wool, okay, because now what I think, if I add some wool in there, I think that'll work. Do I change color or do I keep it pink? What are your thoughts? I am going to change color and see what happens. All right, now, hold on to your hat, peeps, because this might change it to take it to another level. That is so unfortunate, but I'm going to try. The thread is too long. I think that the wool is too thick, so I'm going to leave that there for the moment. I think what the problem is, and I'm going to try the pink. So I'm not going to unpick anything at this stage, because I want to see an experiment and see what happens. I think it's just too thick. You see, that's the Persian wool. If I had Appletons, I think the Appletons might have been a better deal. I just think it's too darn thick. Yeah, I think the orange has got to go. Did you all think so from the beginning? But you know me, I like to sort of, if I'm going to change something, I kind of need to change it radically. Thanks for your time, orange, but you have got to go. I think you would have been wonderful if had you been thinner. Donkey word. Sal jou later sien. I'm just pretending that those little fine ones aren't there. If I add some more in here, what will happen? Yep, it's working. It's getting more dense as we talk, as I bomb along. And yes, for those of you who are screaming saying, Jenny, you've spoilt it, that might be so. But when I put it with all the others, you are not going to notice a thing. You will just see it as a little ugly friend. Does she need another one? I don't think so, Jennifer, but you're going in there, so okay, staying. That looks a bit thick there. Trying to get heavier at the bottom, Jennifer. Yep. We have a little glass jar in here to keep my oats because that's low into the garden. And not that it's a problem. I don't think it's good that birds use that kind of thing to, if they're going to make their nests. All right, I've just got to put some at the top. Hier's 'n geurige mors here. I've allowed this to get into such a state. So I'm not going to show you what I've done because you'll all be screaming at me saying that's sacrilegious. See, I've got to do the top here, otherwise she is not going to be fitting in with her mates. I wonder if I've got a before of this one to show you the difference. Yep, now if she came alongside that, it wouldn't actually bother me. I might add some little curly curls to her. What do you think? You see what? I've just added some wool to kind of tie in with that. And it's worked quite well. So as you can see, I've put this on and I'm problem solving as I go. So I'm putting that around there, and that's the size of, that's the hexagon. What that means is there's a little bit of a twig thing that I can come out there, and there. So I'm just drawing that so you can see. So that might actually maybe expand this out. And what I'll do for those twigs, for inspiration, I will just go to the freeform embroidery. So I'll go to the freeform embroidery, and I will look at either, I think I'll have to go movement. Where's movement, peeps? Is it in the front? I should know, it's my book. So there's lots of movements I can add. That'll be pretty, that one over there will work really, really well. You can see, because then I can add the wool to that. I think that's that one over here. Sorry, you can't see, but she's a little bit dense. But if I, there's quite a few that I could use. Oh, I love that. I love that. But maybe that's just too much for the brain. But it could seriously work if I want to just fill it up. So do I go that one? Or do I go this one? Do you know what? I have no idea what I'm going to do. See, there's dots on here. I'm thinking. You might need to hold your breath. So obviously you can just see that that's stem stitch. That's how my book works. Stem stitch, and then you add your straight stitches, and then I'll tell you what to do, where to find them. So if I've used a ribbon stitch there, for example, you just go to page 83, and that will tell you how to do a ribbon stitch. I'm excited about this now because I have changed it enough that she can safely go to the Christmas dinner with the other people in her group, in her family. Well, she's like part of the family now. Thoughts? Ja. A boer maak 'n plan, and I have just made a plan. Well, you'll be pleased to know that I have cleaned her up, and she is now good, nice and clean. It's the end of my day. I've had a great day. A nice quiet day, getting ready to do what I've got to do. And also I completed this. Now I don't know if you can remember what it looked like, and it wasn't really going very well with all my other wheaties that's sort of happening, gradually happening. And you know, is it ideal? Well, yes and no, but I think, you know, if I don't know how many of these hexagons I'm going to make, and if there's enough, if there are enough of these hexagons, she's going to get lost in the crowd. So I'm not really all that stressed about that. But you know, it worked out quite well. She's now taking up some space, and all is good in my land of whatever. So I'm going to pack up my troubles. Well, I don't have any troubles, and call it quits for today, because I've had a finish. So there you go. I'm gonna pack everything up, but look at that mess everywhere. There you go. That's a bit better, Jennifer. I don't know what that's. Oh, that's for that. All right. Okay. So I'm done and dusted. Very happy with those. Jump. And I might unpick her and put her with those. You know, you never know. You just never know. Thanks for your time. Bye for now.